Welcome everyone to the 3rd annual Renaissance Gaming Halloween Extravaganza. Every year in October, I do a Halloween themed game to keep things a little bit thematic. The tradition started in 2014 with the survival horror game Alone in the Dark. Last year I did the spooky Nintendo game Luigi's Mansion, and this year I'm going to try out a murder mystery. This is Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders. It is based on the book and should be a pretty fun playthrough. I hope you guys will enjoy this. Let me create a new profile here. And let's get started. So if you know anything about my channel, you know that I like to do things to 100% completion. So I'm going to be going for all 600 Eagle points. And I want to play the game blind since it is a mystery game, of course. So I might do a little bit of editing if I miss an Eagle point along the way. But this should be a ton of fun. Let's go ahead and play this thing. Enjoy the introduction.
Some post for you, Poirot.
Mr. Hercule Poirot, you fancy yourself, don't you, at solving mysteries that are too difficult for our poor thick-head British police? Let us see, Mr. Clever Poirot, just how clever you can be. Perhaps you'll find this nut too hard to crack. Look out for Andover on the 21st of the month. Yours extra, A.B.C.
Oh, it's some sort of joke.
Maybe, but please remind me to inform Chief Inspector Japp.
It's here, Poirot. The murder took place in this street. Grim place indeed.
Tout à fait, Hastings. The streets of Andover are in a terrible state.
Look, there's Chief Inspector Japp. He's talking with a policeman.
Let us try not to get our shoes wet.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, looks like I finally have control of the character here. So this is going to be a pretty interesting game, a lot of crime solving, a lot of observing to do, plus look at this dude's mustache, it's pretty awesome, so this is going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it. I like trying a variety of things on my channel, and this game is quite different than anything I've done before. So let's speak with the inspector here.
Over here, it's Hastings and Poirot. You missed the 9 o'clock train?
We took the 10:30. Luckily, the service is good to Andover.
So, Chief Inspector, what do we have?
The victim is called Alice Asher. She owned this tobacco shop. She was killed yesterday with a blow to the back of the head.
At what time?
Let me just check.
So I can take advantage of moments when the person is busy, so I can observe them. Okay. Find 3 clues that agree with Poirot's remark. What remark is that?
Is Japp being too relaxed? Let us find the clues that prove it.
Okay, there you go. Maybe facial expression? Slight smile. Maybe his posture? I don't know what else. Oh, right here something? hat.
Chap is in a good mood. I bet he thinks he's already caught the culprit.
The last customer to see Mrs. Asher alive left her shop at 5:30. The body was found at around 11 in the evening by an officer doing his rounds. The shop door was open. That's what alerted him.
Had anything been taken?
A little tobacco maybe, but you'd hardly murder for a few smokes. There's nothing of any real value in the shop.
What type of woman was Mrs. Asher?
In her 50s, married but separated, no children.
Her husband?
Aha, Franz Asher, the husband. Alcoholic and violent. It's said that he regularly insulted his wife and threatened to kill her.
So just from that conversation, we already have a ton of good information. Nothing of value in the shop. Nothing seems to be missing, so theft is not a motive. Looks like the body was found at 11, last customer at 5:30, so the murder must have occurred between those hours. And we also have a violent alcoholic husband. I'm gonna start by asking his opinion. That will give me more information, I think.
Do you think he's guilty?
We'll look for Franz Asher. If he doesn't have an alibi, the case is closed. A very unoriginal murder.
Peut-être. May I examine the crime scene?
Of course, old chap.
I'll be with you in a minute, Poirot.
Okay, so I can inspect the crime scene in here, but I think I want to do rounds here on the street, make sure I'm not missing anything. Maybe this newspaper, can't really click on it. Looks like there is a missing cat though, but that might be him up there. They might have already found him.
This place is run down.
So it's run down, it's for rent. Alright, there's trash everywhere. And there's a missing cat. No?
This is a really cutthroat neighborhood. Anyone could have committed the crime.
Okay. Fruit and vegetables over here. Let's see.
This fruit and vegetable shop has a front row seat, therefore an employee might have noticed something.
Okay, interesting. Let me see if I can speak with this officer here. Doesn't look like it can go past, so let's go ahead and enter the crime scene. I love a good murder mystery. I could watch Forensic Files marathons for days. Alright, here we are. And there is the body. I'm going to start and do this systematically. I'm going to start on the right and make my way to the left. So let's start over here.
The place is unusually tidy for a crime scene.
Okay. So the newspapers look to be in order. The shelf looks really cleaned up. And there's nothing really on the floor.
Nothing suggests any sign of a fight.
Let's take a look at these shelves back here. Looks like I can't click on any of them. This rug's really dirty. Can't click on that either. Let's check the counter though. Ah, look at that. A bag of blood. Maybe they cut out her tongue and put it in there. Or maybe her heart. What's in there? So I can observe objects.
Red liquid is oozing out. Is it blood?
Let's take a look.
No. It's just some strawberries that are losing their juice. They probably come from the fruit and vegetable shop opposite.
Maybe the shopkeeper next door might know something. There's the book from the intro.
It's not just any railway guide. It's an ABC.
So let's see what's going on here.
It's open at the letter A. There are no prints on the book.
Okay, so no fingerprints here, but look at all these handprints here on the counter.
The counter is covered with fingerprints all on top of one another. Unfortunately, it will not be possible to use them.
So I think I got everything here. Look at this. Matchbox, tobacco, cigarette, cigar with some numbers on here. These might have some significance later on. Let's see what's back here.
There are cigarettes packets in a mess on the shelf.
Alright. Some pictures here. Can't really look at them. Let's go ahead and examine the body.
The body is hidden by the counter and is not visible from the tobacco shop store. Many customers must have thought that Mrs. Asher had popped out.
Alright.
I can't see any other mark on the floor.
Looks like there's some cigarettes in her hand.
She has a packet of play cigarette next to her hand. Did she drop it when she fell?
There's a pool of blood here.
This poor woman's head is resting in a very even-shaped pool of blood.
And I think the inspector said that she died from a blow to the back of the head, so maybe we can look at that?
She just has one wound on the back of the head. There are no other wounds or signs of a struggle.
Alright, that concludes that investigation.
So, Poirot, any news?
So, an ABC guide with no fingerprints but prints all over the counter.
Normally, the tobacco shop does not sell ABC guides.
Exact. Mon ami, could you have a word with the neighbors? Some may have seen something.
Of course, my friend, I'll do it straight away.
So, what else can we look at here? Maybe the cash register. So, objects hide secrets behind complex mechanisms. It's up to me to decipher them. Okay, so like little puzzles.
Till does not appear to have been touched. I have to check that nothing is missing from it.
Okay, so right away I noticed this. It's like an 8-, so that might be a clue for how to open the till. Let me see if I see anything else here on the bottom. I can't go to the bottom. Ah, look at this. 5-5-. So I'm thinking 8-5 and then some third number somewhere.
A mechanism has just made a fan click.
Okay. What did that open is the question. Did it open this? No. I don't know where that third number is. Do I have to guess? That's a lot of combinations I can come up with. So it should be 8-5 something. I don't know.
The till is full of money, but there is something strange.
Oh, well, there you go. So there's the last number, so it should be 852.
Something is hidden underneath.
Okay. The first thing I notice is that it's full of money, so again, it confirms the theory that theft was not the motive for this crime. So let's try punching in the code here. Nice, there's a key.
This must be the key to the back of the shop.
So now maybe we can go back there. I don't think there's anything left in here.
The door is locked.
Okay, maybe I need to drag this. Alright, and we're in the room. And look at that, there's some blood on the pillow.
Blood.
It's a bloody tissue here as well.
Did Alice Asher suffer from nosebleeds?
There's a picture.
An inscription in German. Souvenir of our honeymoon in the Black Forest. To my Alice forever, Franz Asher. The Ashers were a lovely couple when they were young.
So maybe even though the husband is violent and an alcoholic, maybe they had a good relationship. Look, they're like ballroom dancing up here. Is that John Lennon back there? I don't know. What's this thing here? So it looks like another puzzle. What is this?
Such a pretty decoration should be at the center of the motif to respect the symmetry.
Okay, so I guess I have to move this to the middle. Is what it looks like. So let's try moving some stuff around and see what happens. Oh, maybe that right there? Wow, that was easy enough. That was actually super easy.
I heard a faint sound as if something was unlocked.
Alright, perfect. So I think this should be unlocked now.
It is blocked.
It's blocked. How is it blocked? I just unlocked it. I don't know. Do I have to like click it? I thought I did. There we go. I heard something, so let's try it again.
It is blocked.
It's blocked. Okay. I don't know. What are like these buttons here? It's a bird. Oh, you can like move it around. Alright, I don't really know what that all means. Is that... I can't move this one.
These appear to be attached to the chest of drawers. They won't move.
That kind of looks like the same one though, so maybe I have to change the orientation. So like all the roots are facing up. So maybe that's what I have to do with this. Like that. That's my best guess, so let's try it out. Let's try to make this all symmetric. Okay, tail's pointing to the top right. There we go. And this tail's pointing to the bottom left. There we go. Perfect. That works for me. There's a couple of things here. Looks like a potion or some medicine of some sort.
Medicine. Laudanum-based cough medicine, Mrs. Asher. Andover Morley Laboratory, London. It's strange to find such an elaborate medicine from a leading London laboratory in the home of such a modest woman.
So antitussive, that's a cough medicine. So she got a cough. She also got some bloody tissues over here. Maybe she has tuberculosis or something. Who knows?
From Mr. Adam Flint, Royal Bank, Eastfield Road, Andover. To Mrs. Alice Asher, 5 Bishops Road, Andover. Dear Mrs. Asher, further to your request of 12 February 1935, I have informed my superiors of your wish to apply for a loan to acquire the lease of the shop you rent from Mr. Fairfax. Despite the seriousness of your case, I regret to inform you that your request has been denied. The amount of your personal contribution, £11, is not high enough and represents too small a part of the final transaction. I remain at your disposal for any questions. Adam Flint. Mrs. Asher's meager savings were not enough for her to own the tobacco shop, but will largely cover her funeral costs.
So looks like she was paying rent to a Mr. Fairfax and was possibly trying to acquire the deed to the shop from the bank. So I don't know. You can put Mr. Fairfax on the list of suspects. There's a box here on the table. Let me see if there's anything else here. I guess I can look at this stuff. Oh, that's funny. 3 ego points for checking myself out in the mirror. Excellent. Can't open these drawers. Can look over here though.
This interior is very simple.
What else is going on? Simple tap.
Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
Yeah, she did indeed. She has her shop and she basically lives in the back of it. 1 room, the kitchen's in there. She might have had some carbon monoxide poisoning from this thing. Let's take a look at this box though.
What a strange box. It looks like you have to slide the slats of wood to open it.
Okay. So how do I slide the wood? That looks fishy right there. Huh. I don't know how you slide it. That looks fishy too. There you go. Slide it like that. Ah, secret button.
This button appears to activate the mechanism.
Perfect. So maybe now the box is open? I don't know, because now that looks fishy, and I don't think that was there before. Another button. I wonder if I got to press them in a certain order or it screws everything up, because that would be kind of tricky. That's new too. There we go. This is new. I hope I'm doing this right.
That should do it.
Okay, well there you go. That confirms it. I think we should be good to go. It's a necklace.
A necklace of bright blue stones.
Interesting. And this picture here.
Who is this young woman?
Let's take a look.
To my dear Aunt Alice, Mary Drower.
Have you found anything?
The victim has a niece. We must find her. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
So we got a few suspects here, a few people of interest. Okay, this is interesting. What is this? You're making your little gray cells work. The aim is to answer the questions he asks himself by establishing the links between the clues in order to deduce an answer. Okay. So is theft the motive for the crime? Let me see. It's obviously not, because yeah, no objects of value in the shop. And the till is full of money. There we go. So theft is not a motive.
The motive is definitely not financial gain. There is no sign of a struggle, and the till has not been forced or emptied. I think I've looked everywhere here. Let us see if I can find any more information in the shop's surroundings.
Okay, so maybe I can go outside a little bit, but first let me open this up and see what I have in my journal. So I have one suspect, Mary Drower, the niece. Who else do we have here? We have the victim, Alice Asher. She owns the tobacco shop, married to Franz Asher, lived alone. She was killed in the tobacco shop by a blow to the back of the head. And that's about the only two people we have in the notebook so far. And this is still glowing, so... Okay, so I gotta inspect the surroundings. Let me see if I can deduce anything else. Was Miss Asher killed on sight? I think she was, because there was no marks around her body. There was a pool of blood by her head. So that seems consistent with her being killed here. Yeah, there we go. Pool of blood near her head. And no other marks on the floor. Perfect. So she was killed on sight.
Mrs. Asher was killed here. The absence of marks in the shop and the regular shape of the blood stains indicated beyond a doubt.
And I think there was one more question to answer. How do we explain the presence of an ABC guide on the counter? Huh, I don't really know that one. I remember it didn't have fingerprints on it. It was in that cutscene in the beginning of the game. I know the shop doesn't sell ABC guides. There are no fingerprints on it. I don't know how that answers the question, though. That's definitely true, but I don't know how it answers the question. I don't think that seems very relevant. The time of death, that doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, the letter signed ABC announcing the murder, so maybe the killer left it here as like a clue. No railway guide for sale in the shop. It was left by the murderer as a signature.
The murderer deliberately left behind this ABC as a signature. The absence of fingerprints and the fact that it is open at letter A for Andover leaves little doubt.
Perfect. So let's go back outside and let's start investigating some more. Well, I think this is actually a very good stopping point for this episode, so I hope you guys are excited about this Halloween special. The way it's going to work is there's going to be episodes all throughout the month of October, and then on Halloween Eve, the finale is going to come out. Should be kind of spooky, I don't know. It's somewhat Halloween-y, it's got murder mystery, it's good enough for me. So if you're excited about this, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.